before I give a talk, I usually try to kind of open up with a story. A friend of mine had told me one time, and I think it's a good story because it relates to what I do and to life. This friend of mine, his neighbor lived across the street from him, worked for a big dog food company. And he was the head of, from what I understand, the head of sales for Canada for this dog food company. And he was called to New York to the head office this time for this big meeting. And he had to go down to New York, and they're sitting around the boardroom table in this office in Manhattan. And we've all seen this, and I've been fortunate enough, I've sat in some of these meetings where it's a big boardroom table and everybody's dressed real nice in fancy suits, and there's a PowerPoint presentation, and it kind of dragged on all day. And the whole scope of this meeting was they were talking about how they were going to bring out this new line of dog food. And the PowerPoint presentation and all the talk they did that day was a kind of a forecast to what they were going to do. It showed how sales were going to be in this state or in this province, and they went down to even the picture of what dog was going to go in the can of dog food, and they showed what shelf was going to go, like in a Target store or a Walmart store. And it was very done professionally. And at the end of the day, the CEO, of course, he said, "I think this is excellent. This is just exactly what we need. It's going to help with our sales." And of course, he praised the people that did the job, and he praised the people that designed the dog food, and everything he was real happy. And of course, because he liked it, everybody in the room really liked it. You ever notice that when you're in the room sometimes and the boss likes it, everybody likes it? So of course, he asks everybody in the room, he said, does anybody here see anything wrong with this new product? And of course, this gentleman from Canada, he, after about a minute of silence, he said, yeah, I see one problem with it. And of course, because he kind of said there's a problem, of course, he kind of went against the CEO, and everybody was quite concerned because he didn't agree with the CEO, it looked like at this point. And the CEO says, well, what do you see as the problem? He said, well, there's just one problem. He says, the dogs won't eat the shit. He said, I've tried feeding it to my dog, and my dog won't eat it. I give it to my neighbor's dog, and my neighbor's dog won't eat it. So like, if the dogs aren't going to eat the shit, there's no sense selling it. And whenever I give a talk like this, I always got to remember, whatever I'm selling you, you got to make sure I'm buy it. And I always kind of like to open with this story just because it's so true. If you're not going to buy into what I'm saying, I'm wasting my time here.